When the question is asked of what is gaming's most iconic weapons, well, it wouldn't be far-fetched for someone to mention the ray gun from Call of Duty Zombies, or the energy sword from the Halo franchise. Maybe even the needler watching your foes succumb to a pink explosion never gets boring. If you ask an old head, maybe the chainsaw bayonet from Gears of War, or if we're getting classic, the Doom shotgun, which never gets old. I mean, even in later games, they added a fucking grappling hook to it. How badass is that? Even kids games can attest to the discussion, as the Minecraft Diamond Sword is always a fan favorite with its beautiful bright blue shine. Even Tobuscus shared his love for this weapon with a dedicated music video.
Do you like my sword, 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 my diamond sword, sword? You cannot afford, my diamond sword, sword. Even if you goat, I have a patent.
Or to the kids who are maybe 7 in 2004, the Kingdom Hearts Keyblade is always a beauty to see. Some of gaming's most popular games, such as Valve's source genre, such as Portal, having the Portal gun be an easily identifiable classic, aka the device used to ruin your friendships. Or Half-Life's Physic Gun, which is a tool for never-ending entertainment of launching things into orbit. And on the topic of launching things, you could never forget Fallout's perfection of a device capable of destroying your entire workplace if one day you got fed up with your boss. We introduced to you the Fat Man, a shoulder-mounted slingshot, but instead of rocks, you're swinging mini nukes. How enjoyable, just perfect for the family.
Well, Jimmy, maybe you should just see for yourself.
Boy, thanks, mister.
Careful there, sport.
But when asked to give my input on this answer, I'd like to think highly of a probably lesser known icon than many weapons of gaming. That gun is the Destiny Handcannon. Destiny is Bungie's successor to their ever-beloved Halo, which after Bungie's last installment of Halo Reach, before handing the rights of Halo to 3 for 3 on March 31st, 2012, Destiny would be released on September 9th of 2014. With this game taking the online shooter experience to the next level, it wouldn't be long until the pinnacle of Destiny's fan favorite gun would come to the light, the Handcannon. With this futuristic space revolver, this bad boy can hold up from anywhere from 6 to 16 shots if you're lucky. And this baby doesn't just shoot bullets. Depending on which one you have, for example, like the sun shot, if you haven't guessed it, you can shoot the fucking sun.
Problem, officer?
What's that bottle?
It's the unmatched power of the sun, Osfer.
But what is it about the Handcannon that feels so iconic and satisfying to use? Well, I mean, what can go wrong with gunslinging like a space cowboy? And even then, what makes a revolver so cool? So, in order to answer that, we need to take a couple steps back. Okay, no, before that. No, that's cool, but even earlier. Now, to understand the revolver, we need to go back to its origin. Now, the first considered revolver pistol would have been in the 1800s, but that wasn't the first instance of a revolving weapon. Between the years of 1868 to 1644, during the Ming Dynasty in what was pre-China, an inventor by the name of Zhao Shizhen would invent the Zunlishang, a 5-barrel musket spear connected to a reinforced shield. This weapon operated with a single fuse that would be rotated at a 72 degrees, causing each barrel to be fired off. This weapon would mainly be used as a defensive weapon and fired from walls or high positions such as ridges. But if that's not technically a revolver, then what is? Going even further back, around 1540, in a building named the Palazzo Ducal, or translated in English to Doge's Palace, which is the highest ruling of authority in the Republic of Venice during that time. This building would be founded in 1340, but in today's date, this building acts as a museum, but within, you can find an armory, which holds photos of what seem to be history's earliest revolvers, with what seems to be a 4-barreled flintlock pistol that can be manually rotated by the shooter. Unfortunately, not much information can be gathered other than its existence. Fast forwarding a few years later, a famous Norwegian general by the name of George von Reichmann would wield between the years of 1597 to 1667 a more than 6 shots flintlock revolver that would have to be manually rotated. After fitting this revolver would be a unique Smith pistol by a German blacksmith by the name of Hans Stopler. This pistol would be used during the period of the European 30-year War. But when do we get the cowboy in time? Well, in 1836, American inventor Samuel Colt would invent a .36 caliber gun named the Colt Patterson revolver, or the Texas revolver, which is the foundation for the classic 6-cylinder hammer-cocked pistol that would blow up across the nation, eventually worldwide, and would evolve into the versions we see today. Notable at this time, around the 1850s, 1860s, European arm makers were also developing their own type of revolvers, most famously the La Fichue model 1854, which would be the first revolver to use metallic cartridges, which is the closest thing to an early bullet rather than loose powder and pistol balls. The notorious revolver would be famous model 1873, also known as the Single Action Army. This revolver would be offered in 30 different calibers and multiple bullet lengths. Although being made for the United States Army, this gun would be distributed to ranchers, civilians, lawmen, and outlaws alike. Nowadays, revolvers aren't used as much, although they will be seen used as a backup secondary or preferred sidearms for reliability and extort pieces for law enforcement, and were very popular with police and sheriffs predating the 1990s, which is where most police departments started to change out their revolvers for more semi-automatic weapon styles. Most importantly, one of the biggest organizations still using the revolver is the French GIGN, who still slings their 6-shooter to squash terrorists in today's date. So moving on from the unwarranted history lesson and back to the topic at hand, what is it about the Destiny Handcannon that makes it so iconic in my eyes? Part of me wants to say that's the cool gunslinger feeling of being able to whip out 6 different shots in amazing precision on enemy groups, or 2 to 3 shots random guardians in the crucible with it. On another hand, the aesthetic and actual design of these guns are nothing but spectacular, accompanied by some of the cool names that guns carry in this game. For example, the Last Word or Ace of Spades are already just heavily felt with the western style appearance. In Destiny 2, you could even wield a hand cannon that is straight from the Wild West itself. What gets me the best is the sound and feel of using hand cannons, as compared to how normal other weapons sound using, a hand cannon feels and sounds something like just firing a pocket-sized railgun at times, and it feels just that good. But what I think it really is I enjoy the most from the Destiny Handcannon is the pure nostalgia of its existence, and what Destiny 1 brought to the table at its peak, cemented the handcannon as the most fun and satisfying weapon to use. For me, I got this video idea when talking to a couple of friends, and they mentioned that the one thing they remember using in Destiny is the handcannon. So I thought I would talk about it and have some fun with it, as now that I've gone back and played Destiny 2 again, which will be my video for next week, so stay tuned, I figured that I would look back upon what I think is one of the greatest parts of Destiny and shine some light on it. So, if you enjoyed the video, please leave a like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye.